So today we're going to be looking at the Part 2 information, if you will, presented on the key to weather map symbols, which is basically our station model information. Today we'll be focusing on this portion of the information and applying it to some of the questions that you might see on a test, a quiz, midterm, or the regions. You'll notice that the present weather symbols, so I'm just going to focus first on this box here. The present weather symbols correspond to the present weather information located on the actual station model. So you'll notice over here the present weather symbol sits right on the left-hand side in the middle next to the visibility and between the temperature and the dew point. It'll always be found in this particular location if there is going to be a symbol. Keep in mind, if there's no present weather symbol on a station model, that just means that the weather is clear and that it's no precipitation falling out of the sky. So the present weather symbols are very self-explanatory. Some of them are actually cute. You've got drizzle, rain, smog. Remember, precipitation is defined as either rain, sleet, snow, or hail, but present weather conditions can encompass anything that's lingering in the sky: water vapor, moisture, haze, fog, so on and so forth. Let's just look quickly at a sample question where you might be asked to refer to your present weather symbols. Which weather station model represents a location where a thunderstorm is occurring? And you'll notice we've got a bunch of cute little symbols. Let me just grab a different color with this. So I've got, for choice B, I've got this little guy, for C, for A, for D, and they're looking for thunderstorms. It's very specific. So this would be an easy point on a test. We bounce back to our station model, look at the Part 2 information. It looks very clearly here that thunderstorms are represented by this kind of crooked arrow, kind of in the shape of an R. So when I bounce back to my question, the one that's got the crooked arrow is choice C. Now, the other information provided to us in the Part 2 station model is air masses, fronts, and the hurricane and tornado symbols. The hurricane and tornado symbols are pretty self-explanatory. But let's look for a moment at air masses. You've got the vocabulary terms here given to you for free, but it's your job to know what they mean. For example, continental means that the air mass has formed over land. Maritime means that the air mass has formed over the ocean. So it's pretty self-explanatory again that the land would be pretty dry air and that the maritime air mass forming over the ocean would contain water vapor. Your tropical, polar, and Arctic. Arctic would be super cold, close to the poles. Polar would be cold, kind of like in your upper and middle latitudes. And tropical would be in your lower latitudes, closer to the equator. Fronts. Cold fronts always represented by little triangles. Warm fronts, semicircles, and then stationary and occluded. They don't show up often, but they definitely do show up, so you need to be familiar with where you can go and find those free sample front symbols. So an example question here. Which abbreviation indicates a warm air mass that contains large amounts of water vapor? So let's see, it's supposed to be warm. Large amounts of water vapor means wet or moist or humid. So warm is definitely going to be my tropical designation. Wet is going to be, let's see, maritime or continental? What do you think? I'm going maritime because it formed over the ocean. So I am basically looking for an MT air mass, choice C. Very easy. Again, the vocabulary terminology is on the reference table for free, but you need to know what each of the words mean. Excellent. Let's look at another sample question. Always read the blurb is your friend. The weather map below shows a portion of a low-pressure system. Which front will most likely pass over location A during the next 2 hours? Remember, these little front symbols, for example, my triangles here on my cold front, show me that there is a bubble of cold air back here, and the triangles act like little arrowheads telling me that it's moving in this direction. My warm air mass behind my warm front, these are my cute little semicircles telling me that the warm air is sitting here and it is indeed moving in that direction. So they want to know which one's going to pass over location A in the next 2 hours. Not the air mass itself, but the front. I have to go with these little triangles. they are indeed heading in this direction and they're about to crash into City A. The little triangles, according to my reference table, right here, little triangles designate a cold front. So I'm going to go with choice D on this question. Next question. The map below shows the boundary between two air masses. The arrows show the direction in which the boundary is moving. Which weather map uses the correct weather front symbol to illustrate this information? So if I've got a maritime tropical air mass here, and they're telling me that it's moving in this direction, let's see, MT, maritime means wet, tropical means warm. I need a warm front symbol to be pointing toward what would be the northeast. Looks like choice A would be the way to go because this definitely shows warm air is moving in that direction based on the direction that the little semicircles are pointing toward. All right, last question. An air mass classified as MP usually forms over which type of air mass or Earth surface? So let's see, maritime, P means polar. And again, that's on the reference table for free. Then you can decipher the words and figure out what's what. Maritime means ocean, so it's going to mean wet. Polar means cold, so I'm looking for something that is ocean, moisture, cold. It looks like cool ocean. Choice D, the way to go. I hope that you have found this a helpful review of the Station Model Part 2 information found in your reference table. Thank you.